we're on Coach K Highway, excuse me. Let's give credit to Duke University's teams, basketball and football. Go Duke, as you see. And I guess this is some of the parking. Some days we come back this way when we're coming from Caden's appointment. So I just wanted to show you all that because I am not going to be up here long. I just really wanted to show you all Duke. And we're going to be getting ready to get on 85 and head back. How you feel, Kaden? Huh? In therapy, she said for the first 30 minutes of self-regulation and OT, he was somewhat cooperative, but the last 30 minutes, he just was like non-compliant, taking his shoes off and throwing his shoes. Whenever she would tell him to do something, as far as trying to give him a direction, that he was a little adamant about following through, and in fact would make it like a game. He would basically just bust out laughing in her face, like, no, he not gonna do it. And these are some behaviors that we do challenge and deal with children with autism or that may be on the spectrum. Cadence developmental issues came because he was born prematurely at Duke Hospital, and he spent time in Duke's preemie unit for a while. So he ended up having some nonverbal and sensory processing and general processing issues for those purposes. So just make sure that you're being pretty healthy when you're eating and things while you're pregnant. None of those things were in a matter. Caden's mother went into labor and she was pretty small, too small to deliver him. And unfortunately, the hospital sat and waited and waited. They kept saying it was her first child, so it would take a while for it to come. But meanwhile, she was losing a lot of blood and starting to clot. And she ended up having to, I don't know, I went and got a doctor because I was tired of the wait. A friend of mine named Tracy had told me of a similar situation. So I went back in and it's like I went downstairs to pray and think. By the time I came back upstairs, COVID restrictions were in, so I weren't allowed to the places that I had just been leaving. But I was able to get to the doctors, speak with the doctor, and be like, look, my daughter's been in pain for a lot of time. She's not progressing. You know, she keeps clotting. What's going on? So the doctor said, come on, follow me. We started walking towards Maya's room, and as soon as we got into that room, just like 3 ounces of blood just went everywhere. And I'm sorry if that's gross to you, but they end up having to rush her for emergency C-section, and that's pretty much started some other situations with Caden. So please don't think there was no drug use, there was no alcohol abuse, or any of those things that contribute to his development. He just came a little early and had a little difficulty arriving to us. But he did arrive safe and sound, and he did not have COVID or any COVID issues. He just had polydactyly. He had 2 extra digits. He had the RSV and the breathing difficulties. And long-term things would be the developmental issues that are centered around autism and things. So just please know that these children do need your support. Some of these parents, I taught special needs for a while, and you still can't know enough. So until you're actually in those shoes, and each situation and each child or individual is different. So until you're actually in that situation, you don't understand. Everyone would hear nonverbal terminology or hear that a child is not speaking, But until you see how hard it is when a child wants you to know what they want, but they don't know how to express that to you, then that becomes a different situation. So you have to really be patient with children anyway, because even with children that are not nonverbal, sometimes they become or they use nonverbal methods out of fear or different things, or children are afraid to speak of things. So you have to really have a good rapport with children and make them feel safe with you. So just try to be nice and respectful, courteous, but also alert and concerned with any children that you may encounter, because all children are not bad if they're acting out. We go to Walmart and different places all the time, and Kaden yells and screams, falls out in the floor, he cries, whatever it is that he needs to do at that time to express himself, either if it's in a good way or a bad way. Um, and people look like, God, that child is bad, or God, that child need a spanking. Well, corporal punishment is not gonna happen over here, because you could speak to Caden and you could redirect Caden, and he'll calm down most of the time. But if he doesn't, then you've just got to learn to adjust yourself to him and wait it out, or just compromise pretty much. So I don't know. It's a long road to travel, but it's good when you have a support system. You have therapists and doctors and people that know what to do and know how to listen to your concerns and address those issues. Right now, I just really want him to be writing his name. He's been knowing how to spell his name for godly at least 2 years, to the point where I feel like the school is making him forget that, because it's like he's doing it for so long. If you ask him his name now, he tries to spell it, which is different. My goal for him last school year was to learn how to write his name, and then this year he should be working on his last name. So some of those are the things and problems I have with the school. We're still working on potty training. He's 4 years old. Yes, he still wears a diaper, and yes, he has a sippy cup. He has feeding um, or sensory issues that prevents him from eating proper foods and different textures, and the toilet training, they just say it's a processing thing. So we're working on things and we're making moves. So you guys just hang in there with us, because I'm gonna forever probably be raising Caden, and I enjoy you all being around, helping us get through this. I just really want to thank you all for your support. I know I'm not always able to get up here. This life is very, very busy, and then I'm also on a few nonprofit organization teams dealing with economic development, social change, education, and healthcare. And then I also have my own nonprofit things for domestic violence and sexual assault victims and children, or preventing child abuse. So I do get a little busy sometimes, but hopefully I can continue to get a little well organized where I can get a lot of those things together, and that you all may be able to participate on Life Lyrical Productions channel. But again, we are almost about to hit these back roads. We're on Guest Road, about to exit Durham, the Bull City, and I just really again want to thank you all for your support and your time tuning in. So I'm gonna spend some time talking to Caden and turn the music up and let him enjoy himself a little bit. I'm gonna say it's too bad none of his favorite songs are on right now, because he would vibe with you all. But have a great day. Take care of yourself. Yourself. Love the children around you. And if your children have any developmental issues that you are concerned about, from speech to the way that they're holding spoons and forks, that's part of occupational therapy. If they're not coloring with the crayon properly, if they're not saying mama and dada by 6 months, It's that soon that you need to start working with a intervention team for that child. Thank you guys so much. Again, I'm sorry if I wasn't able to say hello to anyone on here because I'm driving. I will go back and look in the chat if there's anything. Send a shout out to you all again. So, like I say, we're getting ready to go this back way into Person County. And thank you guys for tuning in.